Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome again. And in this video, we are going to talk about another interesting topic, and that topic is Nest.js with the Kafka. Okay. I'm going to divide this whole thing into 4 simple videos to simplify everything. First is a Kafka introduction that talks about basics on the Kafka, not in depth. Second, we are going to set up a simple monorepo, but we are not going to use Annex, Lana, or PNPM workspace. We are going to explore Nest.js workspaces. Interesting, right? Third video, we'll be talking about Kafka with the Nestjs microservices, where we will explore the Kafka transport mode in the Nestjs microservices. So we'll create a one gateway, and then there is a billing service and how they are communicating to each other using this Kafka transport. Then fourth video, we'll be talking about Nest.js with the kafkajs. Kafkajs is a simple library that can help us to connect to Kafka. So we will be creating producer, consumer, and we will be creating a reusable, you can say the Kafka module that can be plugged in anywhere, and you can just integrate with the Kafka in your application. So what is Kafka? According to Kafka's documentation, Kafka is described as an open source distributed event streaming platform used by thousands of the companies for high performance data pipeline. We can describe the Kafka in 3 words: distributed, event driven, and streaming platform. First of all, it is distributed. So what is distributed means? Distributed system is nothing but a group of 2 or more systems. It's like you remember the database replications, right? Where you have a database cluster and more than one database has the copy of your tables. So even if one database node plus inside a cluster node goes down, you still have your whole system up and running, right? So this is how this is distributed, because not everything is on one system. There are multiple instances which are working together and making this Kafka as a cluster. So what is happening? I mean, why we need Kafka? Kafka is actually really very important tool for the event-driven design. And event-driven design is something like where you are creating events from one system that is called as a producer, and there is another system which is consuming those kind of events. Let's say if you try to just communicate directly from source to target, where source is totally decoupled with the target and source is fully aware of the target, then if target goes down or source goes down, your application completely goes down. There can be multiple source and multiple target, and if you want to achieve the decoupled system for this event driven design where you are sending these kind of events is nothing but mostly event contains some kind of a JSON schema which you can validate through JSON schema, Avro, or maybe any other platform. But for Kafka, it's just a packet of information which Kafka is just persisting in its partition and topics. The next thing is what all features, like what are important features which Kafka is supporting. Kafka has become most popular choice for event-driven design. That is true. I mean, it was developed by LinkedIn, and then later it was open sourced and enhanced for the bigger objective, and that's what we see as a Kafka. So durability, I mean, it maintains the data because it is using clustering, and all the partitions are copied into the multiple broker nodes. Scalability, it can grow very fast. Fault tolerant is an ability of system to continue operating without interruption when any particular component fails, because it is using this clustering where you have multiple nodes. Even if one goes down, you still have everything good. Availability of the percentage of time is like system remains available under normal circumstances, right? So what is the overall use case of Kafka? I mean, the major use case which I see is in the messaging system, or when you want to process the stream or streaming the data pipeline between different sources. Messaging system is one of the use case, and for our use case is the same. Messaging system is nothing but maybe extended version of event driven design, where you are exchanging the events between different systems. Okay, so what are the components? I mean, in this video, I'm not going to give an in-depth detail about Kafka. Maybe I will create some playlist in future where we talk about all these things in depth. Okay, So Kafka has a cluster. Kafka cluster and broker. A cluster is a group of systems. Those are working together to achieve a shared goal. And each system in cluster is called server or a node, right? And then each server and node is also further divided into the topics and partition. In Kafka, a topic. So what is this topic and partition in Kafka? A topic is a logical grouping of events, also called messages. We can think of topic as a folder in the file system. Let's say this is a particular disk, and inside that you have topic A is a folder, topic B is a folder, and each topic must be unique, right? And further topics has these partitions in which they are indexed with the data you are going to store. Then we have Apache Zookeeper. Zookeeper is a centralized service. When I'm going to Dockerize the Kafka, there is also Zookeeper container, right? So Zookeeper is a centralized service for maintaining configuration information. So it's just maintaining the configuration metadata information, provide a distributed synchronization, and provide a group services, right? And then if you talk about the architecture, this is the simple architecture which we have for Kafka. Like you have a producer, you have a consumer, and these are the partitions from the broker nodes. These are the partitions are arranged something like this. And these partitions are, it's not like the only one broker node has the same partition. Even if this particular broker node fails, the same data and same partitions are replicated across different nodes. So what these partitions are, like which you see here, partitions are divided, topics are divided into partition. Okay, partitions start from 0 and continue to the increasing number. In topic, a single partition can be created or thousands of partitions can be created. Okay, once data is written into partition in a particular fashion, it is immutable. Okay, and this is how the consumer, and it's not like, okay, there is a consumer group or there are different consumer can be interested in different type of data set. If I'm interested in the log topic, there is a log topic and some producer keep writing the data there, then there can be a consumer which are specifically interested into the logging topics, right? Then there are some producer who are producing the data in the, like, let's say messaging queues, messaging topic. Then there can be a consumer which is specifically interested in the messaging topic. So consumer needs to decide which particular topic they are interested in listening. So what is our use case in this whole thing? Kafka cannot be understood in just one video, but here, this is what we want to achieve. Let's say if the services are communicating directly and totally coupled, same as, right? Even if one goes down, we will have a problem. So we want to use this PubSub model and we want to create a decoupled event-driven architecture where some applications can start writing the messages to this particular messaging queue, which is the PubSub architecture, and some are consumers which can read to the particular topics they are interested in. So it's totally decoupled design. This app 2 is not aware of what app 1 is doing. App 2 is just aware about, okay, I need to read from this particular topic. They are not aware about app 1, what app 1 is producing. Similarly, app 4, app 3, app 5, all are part of the decoupled event-driven design system. So our objective is to have this kind of a decoupled architecture using Nest.js and Kafka, using Nestjs Microservices. And in another video, we will also see Nest.js with a simple kafkajs, where you have a Kafka up and running. You will just use kafkajs to talk and to build a producer and consumer using kafkajs client. Okay, let's get started, guys.